Hi there, good afternoon everyone. Happy Friday, another weekend on its way. We got through the week, yay! Okay, so you know me, I'm Rafia. That's Greg over there who's my co-host, and this is Amanda. Do you say your last name Lockrow? Lockrow. It's Amanda Lockrow, and she's going to tell us all about her business today. And if you can, please ask questions and put them into the comments, and we will look at them on our phones and answer them for you, okay? Thanks for participating. We appreciate it. So, Amanda, you brought some beautiful things here. So tell us what you do and how long you've been doing it.
So I make jewelry. I'm a metalsmith. I'm also a Reiki practitioner.
Okay.
And my business has been around since 2008. I went to school for metals. I graduated in 2004 or 5.
Okay.
And and I work in sterling silver and gold, and I love all the crystals and gemstones, and I'll get stuff custom cut and just do a lot of really unique pieces.
So for those who don't know what metalsmithing is, how would you describe it to everyone?
So I get to play with fire.
That's
how I like to describe it.
We do that too.
Yeah, you know, I'm a fire sign, also getting to play with fire. So there's all those things.
What's your sign?
I'm a Leo.
Okay, I'm an Aries.
Yep.
Fire sign too.
Lots of fire. But basically, I work with the metal, so I'll use like torches, hammers. I form everything. I solder everything. Set the stones. And so my degree was in metalsmithing, and so to learn how to work with the metal and do the different, like, really traditional techniques that go back forever and ever that people have played with metal.
So, for example, like a ring right over there that I'm seeing is kind of like a band. So what she's doing is she's forming it into a round circle, the metal.
Yeah.
This is sterling silver.
Yep.
So she's forming it into a circle using fire.
Yeah. And I get to texture it with hammers, so that's fun, and then add little gemstones to it.
So, and then soldering it together, so she's using another, like a liquid metal, right?
The solder,
The solder, and that's connecting where it's coming together in a circle. And then you put it into a pickle.
Yep. She knows all the steps, right? As a fellow jewelry maker.
What exactly does that mean?
What does that mean?
The pickle?
The pickle?
Yeah.
Okay, you explained it. It's a little crock pot.
It's just a crock pot, and it cleans the metal. So when you use the fire, you need to
The metal
clean it.
turns like dark, right?
Yeah.
And so you want to clean
Sometimes
it up.
darker than others.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I wouldn't. Okay.
Yeah. There's all these steps that I think people don't know. So it's interesting because I do a lot of custom work, and I'm always explaining to people the steps and the styles and the different ways we can work with project.
Yeah, exactly. And then once it's out of the pickle,
I clean it up on the bench with a flex shaft and like all kinds of, like, if you know a Dremel tool, a flex shaft is like the jewelry version of that.
Or you could have like a little drum thing that
Oh yeah, so I do that after.
Okay.
That's like my final like tumble. There's a tumble. There's all steps. I have a couple different tumblers. One will clean it after the casting. Another will clean it after before I give it the final polish. There's lots of.
How long does this process?
I
know all this stuff. I'm not sure for people watching at home.
It totally depends. I'll batch stuff, and I can make I'll make like a ton of studs in a batch, and so maybe when you divide it up, maybe it's 30 minutes. Okay. But then something else could take hours or days. And there's some projects where I sit and I carve the wax, and then those are going to take me, like, I'll sit and do it for a period of time, and then I'll come back and do it another time. Okay. So it's just kind of, when I'm inspired and have the time to work on those projects.
So do you do this in a studio or?
Yeah, so I have my studio in my house. Okay. I used to have a studio in downtown LA, and that was where like people could come. Now it's just in my house, so I do a lot of pop-up events where people can come and talk to me in person at those events.
And do they, when you see them in the events, do they ask you to make something for them, or do they buy what you're selling them?
Both. Okay. Yeah. Both. I have like a booth full of jewelry that's already made. And then sometimes people have like a stone they want to work with, or especially I do a lot of these, like I call it renew projects, where they have an old ring or an old necklace or some stones or something, and we'll make it into something new. And they'll see a design that I have, and then we're like, oh, we can do something like this for you.
If you just joined us, thank you for joining. I'm going to reiterate what she does every so often, just because people join in at different times. So she's a jewelry designer. She's actually a metalsmith. So she's working with fire and joining metals together, and stones to metals and chains, and it's a lengthy process, and for me, kind of scary. I tried it. Decided the fire thing wasn't for me.
I know. Some people get really nervous about that part.
You don't seem to have any noticeable burn marks on you. Do you ever?
There's a lot of like little marks, and my fingerprints are not the best.
I think I have more than you do, and I don't even do what you do.
So a lot is more like in the sanding, because I'll hold stuff, and I didn't learn till later to actually like tape my fingers up, because I couldn't wear a glove because you can't hold it.
Yeah.
And so then you learn there's like alligator tape, and I would tape my fingers up, and but it took me.
Had to ask. I know they want to.
And then I also do nail stickers, so it covers how bad my nails look.
Are. Okay.
That's something I learned doing a bunch of shows, that I was like, oh, let's.
I tried the soldering thing, and the soldering gun tool, whatever, kind of rolled off onto my thumb, and I got this big giant blister. And that was it.
You were done.
Yeah, and it's good to know your limitations. It's good. It's
Always.
good to know what you can do and what you can't do.
Yeah.
So it's nice. I walked away.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this is not for me.
Well, that's the cool thing about jewelry, and I mean so many other things, but jewelry you can make all different techniques, all different ways. People can never touch a torch and still make jewelry, right?
Still make jewelry, which is what I do.
Yeah, and I actually learned all the wire wrapping after college, because people were like, "Oh, well, you went to school for metalsmithing, so I got a job working for a jewelry designer and learned how to do all the I used to make like little teeny tiny diamonds, like wire wrap chains, and you just sit there and wire wrap it. So then I have some like simpler pieces that are just like little gemstones and things like that, but my passion is the metalsmithing part.
Yeah, you found what you loved, and you did you try lost wax?
So I do wax, that's what. So I also do, like some of my pieces, I'll carve them in wax, and then I cast them.
Okay.
So I do both.
So if you don't know what lost wax is, it's a whole nother art form, and you literally take a tool with denatured alcohol, which has like the fire, and then you heat up the tool, you put it in the wax, and you create your design. It's a very interesting process.
And you can also carve the wax,
you
get the hard wax and you can carve it. And I actually have like an electric wax pen. So I have the denatured alcohol, but then there's another way where you can plug in like an electric one, and you kind of control the temperature.
I think when I learned, they didn't have that.
That's newer. I also learned with the denatured alcohol way, but a couple years ago, some friends were like, "You should get a wax pen," and so I got one.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I took a class in the lost wax years ago. It was a long time ago, but it wasn't like that. Yeah. But I did make a few pieces, and then had a caster. So after you make your wax thing, you take it to a caster, they can make a mold for you, and then you can repeat that mold over and over again. So like, let's say you want to make like a heart charm, then that can be a mold made, and then you can just keep ordering, and they'll pour the metal in and make the piece and plate it and all of that stuff for you, and then that way you're just like getting your charms or whatever and putting it onto your chains.
Yep. And the cool thing in college is I actually got to do all the lost wax, and all the casting, because I was a studio tech. So I learned how to do all the casting and measuring, and it's really complicated, but really fun. But that would be even worse if you don't like a torch, because we're like spinning molten metal, shooting it into things, and I love it. And that's when I moved to LA and started having the jewelry district downtown. I would go into the casters, and they were like, "Who are you? You don't know what you're talking about." And I was like, No, I do. Let me tell you how to cast my piece, please. Let me screw it up and do all the things for you. And then now they will even call me like, "Hey, so what do you think about this?" And that's
great.
What do you make the most of when you What is there anything specific that you make a lot more than something else?
I do a lot of stud earrings, so I brought like just like the little like gold tiny ones.
Okay.
But I do a lot of silver.
So when you say you make them, you do all the prongs and all that stuff, and then you stone set.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So these are little tiny studs. I don't know if you
won't
can see
get to
them.
see them.
Let me. I'm going to get up and move around a little bit. Sorry.
Just teeny
Okay.
tiny.
So I'm going to do this one first. Here we go, and then over there.
How does someone not lose that?
A nice backing.
You
have a good little backing.
It's got a nice backing
Yeah.
on it. Yeah, that's really
I mean when
cute.
it's out of your ear.
I liked this pillow, so I do a ton of silver.
And are you doing like birthstones?
I do birthstones. I also just do, because I'm a Reiki practitioner, I love all the meanings of stones. And so a lot of my stones will be, people come and they're like going through something, or they want, they're stressed at work or things like that, and we can do that. So I would say studs and rings are what I do
do you
most
tell
of.
them to? What stone do you tell them for stress?
So
I think there's been a lot of
Yeah.
stress lately. Let's see if we can get people a little unstressed with the stone.
So I love tourmalated quartz, which some people will call rutilated quartz.
Okay,
but
I love that stone.
Yeah, that's what I call it.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Yeah, the black tourmaline in the quartz, and so either black tourmaline is also a great one because you're keeping like negativity away from you, and the idea of the rutilated, like that, the quartz around the tourmaline is you kind of get this little like bubble around you, so that
it's like a
negativity-
protection
yeah,
layer.
yeah, and so it's one that I always have.
Okay.
I also love garnet for grounding because if you're stressed out and you can like feel grounded,
Do you have examples of
that
these?
really helps.
Do you have?
So these teeny tiny ones are the tourmalated quartz, and also this bracelet is tourmalated quartz.
Okay.
So it's like you get like the black and the clear, a little bit white.
Almost
in
looks
this
like
stone.
obsidian.
Yeah.
That one, your
Oh, just
bracelet
I was
does.
just
This
gonna
has the
say
black
that.
tourmaline, but then you have the clear, and so because it's a bead,
But
it's
the
not as clear as
rutilated
that.
quartz has gold.
Yes, so the rutilated quartz is this,
Yes.
which is also
It's so
great for
beautiful.
stress, and it's like gold threads through.
Through like a
quartz.
clearer stone. It's like
It's
she's
also
saying,
one of
gold
my favorites.
threads. It's like shimmery and it's
Yeah.
just beautiful.
It's yeah, I love that stone.
And then garnet.
Garnet is red. There's also green garnet. There's
all kinds
orange
of
garnet. There's all kinds, but red is the most popular,
Black
and also
garnet.
that's like a root chakra. So you get that.
Love garnet.
Yeah.
And it's if you're born in January, that's your birthstone.
It's your birthstone. Yeah.
It's your birthstone. So and then I always feel happy with citrine. And it's a happiness stone. So I would
happy
recommend
abundance.
that one. Yeah.
Citrine is another one that I always have. I also, going in that vein, sunstone that is not as much known, and I've been working with it a lot the past few years, and it's one of the ones constantly I'll see people drawn to, and it's like the energy of the sun and joy and like just vitality and all the stuff that is good for.
It's a beautiful
what we're going
stone,
through.
and it's got the same kind of
Yeah, that's
rutilated
like this.
quartz. It has the gold things going through it.
Yeah, there's like schiller. So in the sunstone, you get the copper, which makes like the schiller inside, which is really cool. I love stones.
So are your
this is sunstone even like this little baby Ganesh. I do these little carvings.
You
And
carve
so I have a master stone carver that carves them, but I make it into the pendant.
Wow,
So those
they're
are,
really
like,
beautiful.
They're teeny tiny.
we'll
You can
s-
see them
we'll
online.
spend- yeah.
You can see them. There's like
So
the
are your
macro
necklaces
pictures.
all silver?
So these are, I work with a mixture of 10 karat, 14 karat, and silver. So like this little guy, because gold prices have gone way up, I started working with 10 karat.
Okay.
And so this one I did in 10K.
So that's white gold.
No, yellow.
Yellow?
It's just- yeah.
Wow, it
It's
looks
yellow.
looks
It's
white
paler.
in here. Yeah.
Yeah. The 14K is like a little more yellow.
Yep.
So what do you charge for something like that?
This one, I think the pendant is like 600. Yeah, 625. And then the chain is separate. So it's like 2 something for the chain, 240. But then my jewelry ranges, like I have stuff that starts, like little stretchy bracelets that'll be like $30.
Okay.
I have other little gemstone necklaces that'll be like,
So a wide price range depending on what you
yeah,
what you want.
material, stone, all the stuff. Like I have a little sunstone, like this is a silver sunstone, and that one's $165.
So if I don't know about any of this other stuff, how do you get that information to me? Like, how would I know there's a $600?
Well, my website
Okay.
tells people, I guess. Like, I have it separated. Like, there's a fine jewelry section. And so if people are familiar with, like, fine jewelry versus, like, demi-fine versus costume, there's all these different categories of jewelry.
What is
And
your,
then
what is
you can
your,
also filter by price point.
What is your website?
It is AmandaKLockrow.com.
Okay, we'll post that on
Yeah.
the site.
Yeah.
Make sure people
Yeah.
get it. Good.
How much is like that ring that you?
The big one?
Yeah.
This one has little sapphires, so it's $275.
Well, that's not
These
bad.
like chunky, yeah. I do, and then without stones, I do them with a couple different textures.
Let me see
And
the one with the stone again.
yeah, so I have
So-
two different textures. Like this, I call cobblestone, and that's my birch.
And you put blue sapphires in here.
Yep, I have it
And
with
so,
rubies.
did you set the stone?
Yeah,
Okay.
and these I do a lot for guys as well
They're
as
real.
women.
They're
but
really nice and
like a
and
chunky
chunky,
wear.
very
Yeah.
chunky. So there's a lot of metal
Yeah,
in that. So
yeah,
for $275, that's
Yeah.
a really good deal because
yeah. Yeah, because I have like little thin stackers, and those will be like 55, 65, but they're thin. And then a lot of people, if you're like harder on your jewelry, you sometimes want something thicker
yeah.
and heavier. But then some people want thinner, so it just depends on.
So we have somebody asking.
Yeah.
So can people go to your studio?
So my studio is not open to the public because it's just in my house. But I always post where I am for events.
Okay.
And then that's where you can come and see me. So on my Instagram and on my website, I post where I'll be, and people can come there.
Okay.
So she told us before we started that she's going to be at the Playa Vista
Farmers Market.
Farmers Market.
It's a farmers market, but it's like an arts and crafts. It has a lot of arts and crafts. Actually, it's a really nice, fun little place to go if you've never gone.
Yeah.
It's on Saturdays usually, and so it's tomorrow that she's going to be over there. From what's the hours?
It's 9 to 2.
9 to 2. Okay.
Yeah. And it's really great because you have all the food, but then there's also all the artisans, and a lot of the other artisans that have been there for like, some have been there 10 years, 5 years, whatever. They all have. It's a lovely little community, and then I get to get delicious food too while I'm there.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
and support all the local farmers.
Part of the fun of
it's
being at
great.
a farmer's market,
Yeah.
is the farming
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Good.
So is there all of these things that you take to the farmers market are on your website as well?
My website will never
majority.
be fully up to date.
It's hard to keep it up. Let
Well,
me
you're
tell
constantly
you.
making new things.
I always
yeah.
make new stuff. My Instagram is great for seeing what I'm working on, behind the scenes, all that. But at the shows, you'll always see like the newest things that, or like things I'm playing with or things I'm working on.
Do you go to other farmers market or arts and
do.
craft shows?
So I do a ton of events now. I go to the Topanga Farmers Market and then the Playa Vista. Soon I'm going to be at the Hollywood Farmers Market too.
Have you done the Mar Vista one?
No, that one they don't do much artisan.
Yeah.
That's my local farmers market, like between Culver
Yeah,
City and
yeah.
Mar Vista are the two that I shop at for my
Right. You haven't
stuff.
seen
But
much stuff like that there at all.
no,
Yeah,
every
it's
once in a
not-
while they'll have a couple, but that's not really their thing. And
If
then
you guys
I do,
just joined, we're talking to Amanda Lockrow. She does jewelry, and she's a metalsmith. So if you have questions, please put them into the comments. We're happy to help and answer them for you. Keep going.
yeah. And then, but on my Instagram and on my site, it'll say like which events I'm at. Like
Okay.
there's a Montana Ave in Santa Monica. They do an art walk where they shut down the whole street, and that one's on the 27th this month.
Okay.
And that one's really fun, and I'll be there. I did that one, I think last year and the year before. They
Okay.
just do it once a year.
So that's your basic form of getting your stuff out there is through these.
I do a mixture of wholesale to stores.
Oh, you do?
So,
Okay.
yeah, so there are some boutiques, like Gratitude Market in Culver City used to carry my stuff. So, but now Lisa is over at Holy Ground, and so she carries my stuff. There's shops kind of all over that will carry my jewelry, so
Okay.
I do that, and then I do the shows, and then I have the website, and I have Etsy, and I have all the things. I do.
Well, I mean, it's a it's a great way to say that. I mean, I love being creative, so for me, it's like, okay, this is great. I get to do what I love doing, but the business end of it is a whole nother thing. So you have to really go out there and figure out what you want to do.
And it's really shifted.
Yes, it has
since COVID, so many things.
So many things.
And so I would only do trunk shows at the shops that carried my work before COVID. And I wasn't doing all these other pop-up events. But a lot of my shops sadly closed. So I had to, and then I got new ones, and then even there was another round of closures. So the real reality of business.
That's exactly what happened to me.
Yeah, it was like, I'm sure you can relate.
So someone's asking, how often do they have the Playa Marketplace? And please provide your website again on the site. Yeah, we'll put the website in again. But tell us, how often do they do it? Do they do it every week?
Yeah, the Playa, the farmers market, is every week on Saturday. I'm usually there once a month. There are certain artisans that will be there every week. A lot of us kind of rotate in.
Is it like the third Sunday of every month or whatever?
No.
How do you don't know? You just have to show up.
I post it on my Instagram and my website. That's the only, I have a lot of regulars who I just let them know, hey, this is the dates I'll be here, because you request them quarterly for the farmers market, so I'll know the next few months, these are the dates I'm there.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
But you're not tied into doing it every week?
No.
If you don't want to. And
no, because I do a lot of other events, so I can't commit to something every week.
You're all over the place.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have another question. What is the name of your Etsy store?
That one, it's really long. Everything will link, once we put the site in, you'll be able to see everything, but it's, because I think it's Amanda K. Lockrow Jewels, Jewels.
Yeah, some of these things just really...
It's really long. Because I started my Etsy shop I started in 2007. So it's I didn't know anything about searchability or whatever. I was just I'm going to put, because jewelry was too long. It was one extra letter, so I did jewels.
And honestly, jewelry is one of the hardest words to spell. People get it wrong all the time. It's really interesting.
Well, let's look for my website. I do have aklockrow.com because it's shorter. But it's if people will just search and then...
Can we show this again so somebody just came late and they'd like to see your jewelry?
What's
it's hard to see in the thing. Should I go up?
You can walk up.
We can see little guys. Yeah.
Since I'm in the corner. Okay, so she does all the soldering, so it's not wire wrap like I do. If you are watching and you're my friend,
and you know Rafia's jewelry,
and you know my jewelry, but it's kind of similar to mine in a certain, very dainty or kind of
minimal
look. Yeah. So those are the stones. So she's putting all the metal around the stones. And then she's soldering, so she's not doing any wire wrapping. It's good because wire wrapping is a really great art, and it's a wonderful technique that people, I don't know where it was invented, but honestly it was, it's a great way for people who don't like fire to be able to connect the beads. Connect beads to chain or bead to bead. I showed these studs. They're really pretty, so I'm going to show you those again.
Exactly. And so a lot of the studs, when the gold ones, people will buy them also as singles, because if you're like me and you have lots of different holes,
right?
You mix and match.
Here's some of her rings. Let's see, I'm going to go this way.
Some very nice stuff.
Yeah.
I have quite the collection of stones. So also people will message me a ring or a necklace. Is this a moonstone? Yeah, that's a really flashy.
So that's a moonstone right there.
But for my rings, I'll have other stones.
Right here, moonstone.
Yeah. People will message me can you see the stones? They want to pick their stone for the ring. And I do a lot of that. Because my rings aren't adjustable, so
right, they're sized.
Yeah, they're all
so
sized.
If somebody likes that ring and wants it sized to a different, can you do that for them?
It depends. On something like a moonstone, I don't want to size it because you risk breaking the stone.
Okay.
But other stones that I have, like if it's a sapphire, if it's a spinel, if it's a harder stone, I'll size it. But also, again, I only want to go up and down. Like say it's a 7, you can go down to a 6, you can go up to an 8. But if you need it sized outside of there, we just make a different ring. I would send you stones for you to choose from in the same ring.
Right. Start over again.
Yeah. But it'd be like, oh, you love moonstone, here's some choices. Because that's what I just have tons of like little stones in containers.
Someone said very pretty.
Thank you.
And then someone else is asking, what stones do you love the most?
I know, that's like one of the questions we're like, today? Which ones?
There's so many good ones.
Many.
There's so many good ones.
Yeah.
But which stone do you think inspired you to work with stones?
Labradorite.
That's mine too.
Amazing. Yeah, it's a good
I hate to say it, mine too. That's
You're
amazing.
right
This
in there with
wow.
us with the jewelry.
This is amazing.
Okay, I know that many of you have heard me with my...
You're like, I have so much
Oh,
to say here.
I know many of you have heard me with the Labradorite thing, so, but honestly, for me, Labradorite is one of the most beautiful stones.
Oh.
It's gray. It has all these like inclusions in it that are all these different colors. If you really put it into a light, you'll see like rainbow colors. It's just a gorgeous stone, and I can make something with it, and honestly, it sells pretty quickly too because people are drawn to it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's also a good stone for stress.
Yes.
Since we were talking about that earlier.
Yes.
Can I hold one of those right now?
Yeah, I know, right?
How much? Somebody wanted to know the price range for the rings, just the rings.
So I have like stacking rings that will start at like 55, and I have little gemstone ones that will be like 65, 75.
Okay.
The ones here are my more one of a kinds, so they're gonna start more at like I think 125, and then the gold ones go up over 1,000. So there's a big range.
So, Christine, you were asking for the rings to. I hope that the time that I went by again, you saw the jewelry. I'll do it one more time, okay, in a little bit. But
She was on the shoot.
But hopefully
Yeah.
you saw it, right? Hopefully you got to see it.
And we'll link my website.
We'll link the website too. It's really pretty. And if you guys have time tomorrow and you're not doing anything, and you want to go by the Playa Vista,
Come say hi.
You know, come say hi. Yeah, go say hi to her.
Yeah.
She'll be there from 9 to 2, and then you'll see a display of her stuff. So one of the things that, you know, when you're selling wholesale to retailers, you're reproducing items, but it looks like more that you're doing one of a kind kind of things.
So I do both. I didn't bring as much of the reproducible things because the stuff that gets me the most excited is my one of a kinds.
Sure.
But I do like really simple little studs, simple little stacking rings that will be reproduced. And like my stud earrings in silver will start at like $40, $45. So yeah, there's a big range.
Wow.
Yeah. But like I love the one of a kinds, and I love finding really unique stones. And I have like stone suppliers and stone cutters from all over the world, but some of them I've worked with, you know, over 15 years. And so they'll also custom cut things for me. Like I'll have an idea, like this hexagon necklace. I wanted a hexagon rutilated quartz, and I wanted really clear rutilated quartz. And so they custom cut them for me. And then I have like master stone carvers who will carve, like I have these little Ganeshas and Buddhas, Kuan Yin, that they will carve for me. And then I do the metalsmithing.
So is this one?
That's a little rose cut diamond.
Oh, it's a diamond.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And this is a druzy.
No, this is Larimar.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Kind of has that.
It has a little bit of druzy look
Yeah,
to it, but
it
it's
does.
Larimar, yeah. And then there's this other one called Anhydro quartz. Have you ever heard of that?
Mm-mm.
So it's like millions of years old, and inside the quartz, it's trapped water. So there'll be a little pocket. And so we say it's like dinosaur water inside the stone.
Wow.
Really?
And I used it in my meditation practice, and I wanted to make it into jewelry. And so I got someone in Brazil who cut the stones for me.
Wow.
But you have to be able to cut the stones so that the water doesn't go away. Because if you cut, like when you're doing the lapidary work, which also there's that like Culver City Rocks group that does the lapidary work. They're really fun. I'm hoping to get in and do some work to cut some stones down for different settings with them.
So,
Yeah.
Chris,
Different things.
Yeah,
so
that's
what,
like it's
your
crazy.
price range on the rings you gave her.
Yeah.
So Chris, I think that she's working with sterling silver. She's working with 10 karat gold, 14 karat gold,
18 karat.
18 karat gold. It's not plating.
I only
so-
do plating on studs.
Okay.
I only have, because some shops that I work with carry the studs and want that price point. I don't do plating on my rings because I wear it off really quickly.
Yeah.
Like even when I do a heavier plating with washing my hands and working, I'd have to replate it pretty often for people, and I don't.
Yeah, you don't want
Wanna
to
do that.
You don't want to keep doing
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You don't want to keep doing that.
Nope.
So
No,
plating
you
is it's good for like charms and stuff.
Yeah, I
you know?
have a few little charms that I'll plate.
Yeah.
Yeah, same as.
It's good for charms, and then it's also if you want to bring the price point down, like you can do brass, and then you can plate it with an 18 karat plating. You know,
I'm sadly allergic to brass and copper,
Yeah.
so I can't work with it. I
Okay.
tried years ago to do some stuff for a couple accounts because they were trying to bring the price down and do chunky pieces, and I get allergies and like get a rash, so it's I can't do it, but other people can.
yeah, and then you don't do gold filled because
I only do gold fill in chains.
Okay.
Like I have some little, like when you come to events, there'll be like little pendants that I'll make, and I'll offer them on a gold fill chain.
okay,
But I don't do the soldering for gold fill because
you can't solder gold filled.
so people will, and they say it lasts, but every time I have tested it, it does not.
Yeah,
So for
I don't
me,
think you can do it.
some people have come up with ways, and if you go in really quick and you don't hammer or form, like, then you can.
But you don't have the liquid soldering gold fill,
So,
right?
so I use 14 karat gold solder
Okay, gotcha.
in gold fill when I tried it. But for my skin specifically, like it changes it.
So, for those of you just joined, we're talking to Amanda. She has a jewelry line. We've showed some of her work. She's a metalsmith. If you have questions, please put it into the comments. I was going to say something about 14 karat gold filled. So what it does is it allows you, like her fine chains, like these are really, really, really fine looking chains, like a fine jewelry store would have. And then 14 karat gold filled allows you to have that same look, but with a lower price point. And so it works for me because I'm wire wrapping, but she's soldering. And so like what she's saying is it doesn't hold up with the soldering as well. Okay, let's see. I've got some more questions. Hi, Todd. Good afternoon. Tiffany is saying, I've heard gold filled, but I'm confused on what it is actually because it sounds like the gold is on the inside of it's filled, but I'm sure that's not it. Well,
So it's a brass core. You have like a metal core,
Yeah.
and the gold is around it. So
and
you
it
have
has other alloyed metals
Yeah.
in it, but it doesn't have nickel.
right. It's
so-
nickel free.
Nickel free because nickel is usually the one that causes people allergies.
Like I'm very allergic to nickel.
Yeah.
But gold fill in a chain is gonna hold up great. Like
Yes.
and like your jewelry,
Yes.
it's awesome.
Like
it's gonna
all
hold up.
mine are gold filled.
Yeah. And that's what when people want a price point, I'll offer a chain in that instead of the 14 karat because it'll hold up and it's great. You do have more gold on it than like plating. Like that's the advantage to the gold fill
Right.
is that there's
It's not plated because it's
No.
all mixed in, like she said, kind of coiled, you know.
yeah, it's like a core and then
Yeah.
the outside.
So it
I
just
have a little diagram at my show of the different types of gold to like explain to people. There's like a little chart because people get confused because stuff will get called gold that isn't, and then they're like, oh, the different price points. It can be confusing.
I just did. I just went to the Culver City Continuation
Learn
High
how to
School
order
to do a little
These are the
demonstration,
retros.
and we had all these questions.
Oh,
you know?
okay.
So I did a little demonstration of all the stuff. So basically,
Related.
gold
I know.
is
That's why I
from
realized.
anywhere from 10 karat gold all the way to 24 karat gold.
Yep.
And the higher the number,
don't
the
even know 'cause I've
yellower the gold is. The higher the number. So a 10 karat gold, like she was saying on this blue Larimar piece,
It's fun
is
to look at. That's
very,
why I brought
it's very light. And then the rest of it, like, so 10 karat is the lightest. A lot of people will make like clasp and things out of those, like 12 carats, because it brings down the price point.
It's also cool if you're hard on rings. Like me, I beat stuff up. So I have things that are 14 karat and 10 karat, and the lower carat is actually stronger.
Yeah.
Like 24 karat is super
Softer.
soft.
Yeah.
And
so when you see like, you know, like the Indian bangles and stuff, those are 24 karat. They're much more expensive.
Yeah.
But they are softer, like she's saying. So that's something to keep in mind. So the higher the number, the softer the metal is, or the gold is, okay? But it's interesting when you buy wire, the wire is the other way around. So the higher the number, the softer the wire, the thinner the wire, right?
That's the gauge, though.
That's the gauge.
Because that's like, when we talk about like 26 gauge wire is thinner than like a 14 gauge wire.
Exactly.
So it's funny, all the different things.
Right, so one is this way, one is the other way. But yeah, thank you for that, Tiffany. Appreciate that. That makes sense, she said, but why is it called filled versus gold wrapped or gold on the outside? I don't know. Someone named it.
Because it's got a core that's like the fill.
Yeah.
So I think that's why they came up with it. I mean, the core, it's just like they decided that's what they wanted to differentiate from like plating, vermeil, real gold.
And it's newer.
Yeah,
it's newer. It hasn't been around for like hundreds of years or anything. It's newer. So but I'm telling you, for me, my jewelry looks like fine jewelry store jewelry too, but I just don't have that price point, right? And so I used to make it in 14 karat, but you can't, like, if I were to make that necklace into a 14 karat, it would cost like $500 or something, you know?
Yeah, and that's what my gold pieces are higher.
Yeah, so that's, you have to kind of weigh it. And some people can't wear anything but real gold, so then there's that option too. So, but, here's somebody who's making it so that you can wear that, exactly. What else do you want them to know?
Is there anything we haven't covered that you want to?
I do lots of custom jewelry. People will reach out to me. I think I mentioned a little bit in the beginning of if people have old jewelry, things that they're not necessarily wearing, but it has sentimental value, and you want to take the stones and make something new. I have a section on my website that says renew. But people will just message me on Instagram, my email, anything, to talk about like pricing and options. And then I do a lot of custom, like I do engagement rings, anniversary gifts, birthstone, like mother's jewelry, things like that, where people will want something that I have, but they want their birthstone, or they want, a stone that has their kids' birthstones or whatever it is, things like that. Yeah, so the custom jewelry is a lot of what I do too. That does take time. Custom jewelry, like I'm making it, so usually I have a lot of people who will reach out around holidays, and it's like you want to give yourself a little bit of time.
And when are you at the next farmers market?
So I'm here Saturday, and then I think next.
This is the little sunstone carved.
Yeah, it's very cool.
It's very nice.
And then next weekend I'm doing that Montana art walk, which is really fun. If you are around Santa Monica, they close down the whole street, and there's all kinds of fine artists. So you get painting, sculpture, jewelry, clothing, all kinds of different stuff on the street. They have music. They have I think a wine garden. It's fun.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Sounds wonderful. We're gonna put her information here for you guys, and so you will have all of that, her website and everything. I've tagged her in the post, so you can also keep asking questions. If you're watching this on the rerun, keep asking questions. She'll answer them for you. And our next event is going to be October 9th, so put that on your calendar. I haven't put up the event or a flyer yet, but I will. October 9th, 4:30 to 6:30. Don't miss it. It's going to be sort of a different kind of event, so put that on your calendar. Don't miss that one, okay? Let me see. Wait, one more question. Strange question. Any idea if American coins have nickel in them? You mentioned that a lot of people are allergic to it, and I noticed that when I hold irregular quarters, dimes, nickels, in my palms. It makes my palms itch. So I've always wondered if I was allergic to something in those metals. Well, is it your right hand that palm itches, or is it your left? Because a lot of people believe that if it's your right, you're getting money. If it's your left, the money's leaving. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But it is a superstition.
There is a superstition there.
There is a superstition.
Yeah.
Do you want to answer her question?
I would just assume that there is nickel in coins. I haven't looked into the metal that they use in them, because anytime I've worked with, like, people have had vintage coins, we're setting it in something so it's not actually touching the skin. But
Okay.
Google it and I would
Yeah.
find out, like, because I was like, I would just assume looking at what the metal looks like, but I don't know.
We just don't know.
Yeah.
Just don't know.
There's lots of things we don't know.
Wait, somebody else knows. Yeah, that's somebody commented.
Okay.
We have
Okay. Well, thank you
that another
everyone
thing?
for hanging out with us. We're gonna do something not normal, but we're gonna do another live here in a little bit. So stick around.
We have one more interview coming up in a
We
few
have
minutes.
one more interview,
Okay.
but we're gonna end this one and we're gonna come back on. Okay. So thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you, Amanda, for
Thanks.
being with us today and
Thank
bringing
you.
your beautiful
It was fun.
pieces. And look for her tomorrow at the runway. Playa Vista over there, and we will see you on the next one, okay? Have a great
Give us
weekend.
about 15, 20 minutes. We'll be back.
Okay.
All right. Thank
Bye,
you.
thanks.